What is up, guys? I hope we're good. Today I am doing my second book review of many to come, and today is The Cosmic Serpent, The Origins, DNA and the Origins of Knowledge. If you're not into accepting the idea of hallucinogenics, might not be a very good book for you, because the guy in this, he does take ayahuasca one time, but he doesn't encourage you to take it. Basically, Jeremy Narby is an anthropologist who went to the Amazon rainforest to learn about the knowledge of the medicinal properties of the plants. He did end up taking ayahuasca, which is a hallucinogenic if you don't know, but it's not about it's not about trying to convince you to take hallucinogenics. This is actually about the locals' attitude towards the plants and how they have gained the knowledge of the medicinal properties of the plants. So one example that was in this book is that there is a snake in the Amazon rainforest that can kill you in about 3 minutes if it bites you. But there is a plant there that grows in the same area that snake would be, and it has the remedy, and the head of the plant looks like the fangs of that snake. Now, you would usually think, oh, that head looks like the fangs of the snake. That's how you can tell. But the locals would say, no, the plant has the fangs in order to show us deliberately. That's what the book is mainly about. The locals are arguing that the plants taught them the knowledge that they have. Also, there is this twisted ladder, the DNA ladder. Now, in many places all over the world, there has been two snakes spiraling against each other, and that's been the origin, and that's to do with the origin of life. And this can be found in the art and in the stories of many places. And this idea of the snakes crossing, entwining, being the origin of life, can be found in the ancient stories, not just in the Amazon rainforest, but in Australia and different indigenous communities all over the world. It very much relates to the DNA, and what this book is getting at is that the knowledge that has been held for thousands of years, science is beginning to catch up, because the DNA has only been discovered in the last 50-60 years. There is a lot of medicine that we use today that's derived from plants in the Amazon rainforest, and all that we know is that it works, and we know how it works, but we don't know how we found out that it works, because the locals say the plant taught us that that plant does something. This plant taught us that that plant is good for this. It's a very insightful book about tribal knowledge, and the plants are trying to teach us something. They're alive. There's also some stories in here, ancient stories that have been passed down through the generations of the local tribes, about how the plants are alive, how the spirit inside the plant got there, which is quite interesting. But the last chapter of this book, I think, was probably the best. It really wraps it up quite nicely. The last chapter talks about how they're starting to introduce holistic approach to medicine into modern science, and a lot of people from these communities are going to school and getting an education, but their education is bearing in mind, because those people are going to grow up and be very powerful people. Because one reason why we want to protect the rainforest, not only that it has a huge amount of biodiversity and that the trees are the lungs of the planet, but you can't cut down a forest to build on it if there's huge medicinal potential there. And that's what I love about this book, is this knowledge that this book will give you is very powerful, and it's very important that people understand this kind of thing. So in all, I'm going to give it a generous 8 out of 10, only because I don't want to give away 9s and 10s out of 10s on my second book review. So that's why this gets a strong 7 or a generous 8 out of 10. So if you are interested in spirituality, holistic medicine, or genuine science, if you are actually studying science at university and don't believe a single thing about spirituality, then maybe you should read something different. You might have a very good argument against this book. Anyway, the link is in the description to buy this book if you so choose. If you want to see more book reviews and more talks by me about philosophy and art and culture and weird ideas, which I am going to be making videos more often. I've promised that a lot of times, but I really am. Then subscribe to this channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And until the next video, I hope you have an amazing time.